G'day folks, I'm Deputy M with the Livingston County Sheriff's Office in New York. Today we're going to be speaking to members of our Transitional Services Team, and we'll be speaking to Kelsey and Carrie from this team and talk about the services they provide to our population at the Livingston County Jail. And I'm going to bring them in now, and I'm going to have them introduce themselves and a little bit about what they do. So folks, we have Kelsey and Carrie with us today, and if you could each introduce yourselves and how long you've been with the program.
I'm Kelsey, and I've been with Transitional Services for 2.5 years.
And hi, I'm Carrie, and I have been 3.5 years.
So what is Transitional Services?
So with Transitional Services, we help the inmates so that when they are ready to be released, get doctor's appointments, mental health appointments, if they need anything with substance abuse, so Casa Trinity appointments. If they need transportation, we can assist with that. We do provide some bus passes. We connect them with the Department of Social Services, so we can have them fill out their benefits packet. Anything else you can think of, Kels?
I don't think so. I think you hit it.
Okay.
And who funds these programs?
So we have some funding through Office of Mental Health, and we also have some through the Youth Bureau, which enables us to provide parenting education. And we have a grant through the Division of Criminal Justice Services. And this is a relatively new grant that we've done for about 2 years. And we provide classes through, they're called cognitive behavioral intervention classes. So interactive journaling and thinking for a change. And the idea of these courses are to help the inmates so they won't come back. So we reduce the recidivism rates here in Livingston County.
In the two classes, they've got workbooks that they work with and kind of help guide them, and then they come in physically sit in class with you.
Yep.
And,
Yes, exactly.
You have a classroom that's available to do these things?
Yes, absolutely. So there is, there's 2 classrooms. There's one upstairs and downstairs, I guess you would say. So for some of the larger groups, we can do that downstairs. And the Thinking for a Change class, that goes about, 6 weeks, would you say? We meet twice a week for about an hour and a half. That's a very interactive class. There's some, I guess if you want to say role playing, so that we can have the inmates kind of try out some of the skills so that they become more familiar with them in a real life situation. And then the interactive journaling, they'll meet weekly, and each week they'll get a different book. A lot like on social skills. One could be substance use or family ties, seeking employment. There's about 9 journals, I believe.
There's 9.
And how large are your classes?
Well, we like them to be around 10 to 15. They've been a little bit smaller because of COVID, and our numbers are a little bit lower in the jail currently. But 10 to 15, I say, is a very good size.
Now, your services to the Livingston County Jail are provided through which organization?
We work for Catholic Charities, Steuben Livingston.
Okay. And again, we went through the funding. There's some wonderful funding there. Besides the classes and have you gotten any feedback from your clients there in transitional, positive, negative, on the programs, what they like to see?
Sure, we have. And one, I'm going to let Kelsey, because she remembers the quote.
Yes. So we had an inmate in one of our first classes, actually, of Thinking for a Change. And I remember that day that they graduated, he looked at me and said, I have not learned to think for the moment. I have learned to think for the future. So that was very, I don't know, it was encouraging. It was good, reassuring to hear those words, knowing that he was, was hoping to make a good change for his future. And just take those next steps.
Do you find the folks that participate in the programs suggesting it to others in the facility?
Oh yes, always,
Absolutely.
always. Word of mouth is
The best way.
Yeah.
And it's not just a way for somebody to get away from their housing unit. They really want to help develop themselves so they can get out and be productive when they're on the outside.
Yes. Yep. We see it often. Yep.
Now, you also meet with inmates before they head out into the quote unquote regular world, real world again. And those services that are available, do you have like a checkoff that you generally go through, or what is a general? It's an out processing program, correct?
Yes, so we do have we have a sheet that we just use, and it'll go over things like where they may be living, if there's any social supports that they may need us to contact for them. We also do provide it's like a little mini pack, I guess I would say, with like shampoo, toothpaste, so that they can have. A lot of times the inmates are homeless, so they'll go directly to Department of Social Services and they'll get put up in a motel, so they don't have many supplies. So they'll have that, and then we refer them to Catholic Charities when they do get out, so that if they need help finding an apartment or if they need security deposit, some sort of assistance, so that once they are released, they're not just swallowed up and lost. So they have some sort of connection to the community.
And there are some community packets. So they still do those to help guide it, like, so if they get out and they're kind of frustrated, they still have something tangible that they can open up and say, hey, I should call this number, or if I can email or go to this facility. And is that something your organization provides, as well as some of the other county agencies?
I believe so, because I know it's a county-wide packet. So it's a huge resource guide. We also include with that the bus schedule, because a lot of times they need to hop on the bus. So there's that. And I mean, it has like everything from like doctors to all the local churches.
Clothing.
Definitely clothing. A lot of times they just have what they came with. So sometimes we will even have to contact either some churches or Catholic Charities sometimes has some donations of clothing that we can provide. Because if an inmate comes in the summer and say they're released in the winter, they don't have pants, a coat, or whatever. So if they need any assistance like that, we can collaborate with the community.
And we have.
And with the other support systems that we have in the jail, CASA we mentioned, and our mental health services, do you work hand in hand with them on a daily basis of developing a program for them to move out? So we've really become a more broad spectrum. It's not just here's the front door and go out on the street.
Yes, I would say even for CASA that working with, we have some, I shouldn't say we, but CASA has someone that comes in, Mike, and he communicates with us very well. And so a lot of times it goes hand in hand.
We featured Mike just recently on our social media.
I saw that. That was great. He deserves it.
What would you like to see in the future with your program?
I would like if we could just get more programs. So different things, like if we could do like anger management classes, or if we could have some sort of domestic violence for both sides of the party. Often it's the victim and not the perpetrator. Like both people need some sort of assistance. Even different parenting curriculums that we could get. I feel like the more education that they can have while they're in here, the better.
And we do have our education department that's there, and you guys work right hand in hand. You're working out of the same the same facility, the same office. So you are seeing some of the same individuals, both in education and on your team for your special programs. Do you find that those individuals that are working in both programs really strive a little bit more than folks that might just be coming down for transitional.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And really to add these extra programs on, it's the funding. Correct?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that drives it.
And
Absolutely.
you're funded through a lot of non-for-profits, correct?
Yep.
Well, I appreciate your time today. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Thank
I
you.
don't think so. Thanks for having us.
Okay.
This has been great.
Thank you, and we appreciate it.